Sure. Shake your head if you can hear me, Alyssa. Can you hear me? Yes, good. Okay. So we've had about 38,000 claims filed in Palm Beach County. Across the state of Florida, there's been a little over 1.7 million claims filed. They've paid about 143 million in claims to date. There's been a lot of problems with the Connect systems up to DEO to file unemployment. We started putting paper copies out at all of our centers in Delray Beach, in Belgrade, and in Central West Palm Beach, obviously. We've received about 38,000 phone calls and emails just in the last 2 weeks. We have cross-trained staff to be prepared to help people. We get back to them on a timely basis, let them know that we are not the unemployment office, and help them with their passwords and their PINs to get in and file. So you have a variety of people that are filing paper copies, some online, some are calling in and then being instructed how to do that. So that's probably the most pivotal role that we've played since this started. We are also starting to prepare staff for when we reopen, and we're under the governor's order just like the rest of you. We have everybody working remotely for the most part. We've prepared them with laptops, copiers, scanners, cell phones, whatever they need to do their jobs, and we're trying to do this as best as we can. And a lot of numbers that I just threw out to you, our staff is doing a great job, and we're very happy about that. Yeah.
Okay. So we have to play the meeting.
Yeah.
So Susan submitted application. Michael, are you muted?
So
Are you muted? Can you mute your microphone because there's echo? Okay, thank you. All right, so Susan has a really good question. If you're like her and you've already applied, how do you know if you'll receive the benefits and when? Because I know there's a big lag time right now, and only about, I've heard 6% of people have actually received their claims. So what is the timeline looking right now? Are things starting to speed up at all?
Okay. About 2 weeks ago, the state opened up a new online filing system. The other day, they put a fellow in charge that's not in DEO. Once you file a claim, you need to keep checking your inbox in your account through the system because they will let you know the status. There's a review process that the state goes through with every review to make sure there's not fraud, that there's people who actually are doing what they need to do. The governor waived the eligibility, so you don't have to apply for 5 jobs every week. You don't have to refile every week. They've relaxed those efforts on the claimant's behalf. The first week that you file, let's say it was the first week of April, that's really a lag week. You won't be paid for that, but then the second week, that is when you will begin receiving benefits. And the state of Florida provides $275, and the federal government is providing an extra $600. That had to take place once they proposed the guidelines a couple of weeks ago when the stimulus monies were released through the CARES Act. So I would encourage the claimants to go into their claim system, and check their inbox to see the status. It's going to take probably 2 or 3 weeks to initially get your first check, and they can't electronically submit it into your checking or savings account.
Okay, thank you, Michael. So I think what you're saying is there's a lag week where they won't get paid for that week, but the following week they will.
That's right, and it doesn't retroactive go after. Whenever you should have filed as soon as you were laid off or displaced or furloughed, whatever that situation is, and that first week is going to be a lag week, and then you have the week after that started where you will be reimbursed.
Okay, and now regarding the CARES Act, which is separate from the reemployment, how does that application process work? Is it different from the reemployment process? Is there a different
No, once they file initially with the state, that will then be transitioned when the federal government will be eligible for those types of payments. So it basically dovetails on that. There's no separate filing.
Okay, and Tom is asking that about the CARES Act, and that is an additional $600 on top of the
That is correct, and that will run for approximately 12 weeks. and I think they may extend that based on how long this crisis takes place.
And how are you seeing that? Is it the same kind of timeline as far as the CARES, the extra $600? Is this timeline about the same for the reemployment money? Are they kind of running simultaneously?
From what I hear, they are running simultaneously, yes.
And you mentioned that, okay, so first of all, if people need to apply and they haven't already, they still go to supportedjobs.org/COVID-19. That is the URL.
That is correct.
Okay, perfect. And then I think you went over the different ways that people can submit their applications. I know is there one way that's better to submit than the other?
Yeah, floridaJobs.org is the best site. It's really the only site that gets your claims in process if you'd like to file. If you're going to call the 800 number, I can tell you you're going to be on the phone a long time, unfortunately. So if you can get to a computer and file, that is the best method to do it.
Tom's asking if the governor will set the start date to a retroactive date in March. I'm assuming he's talking about the CARES Act money, if that will be retroactive.
I don't think so. That might have passed when the CARES Act came into play, whenever it was a week or two ago. That is when the gig came up, so that was eligible for people, just like the Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses. Once that was up, then people could apply. It was not retroactive.
And just to clarify, the reemployment is not retroactive. It's from the point that you apply.
That is correct. It's from the time you file your initial claim.
Okay, great. And then Susan actually has a great question too. Are there any that you know of? Are there any jobs out there where people can help process these applications? That's a great question, Susan.
You can call our number, which is 561-340-1060, and you'll be processed. You can leave a message. People will call you back. Staff is in their houses just like we are, and they are returning the calls. We've had close to 40,000 calls in the last 2 weeks and emails, so people will get back to you. So there is somebody at least from CareerSource Palm Beach County returning your calls and emails.
Okay, and then going back to CARES Act and reemployment, I know there's a lot of our members who are self-employed. So is there any differentiation between people who are employees of a business or they're self-employed?
You can apply for unemployment now, being self-employed, a gig worker, have you, freelance contractors, that is eligible in this particular time. So you can do that.
And I think that would go along the same lines if you're an independent contractor. It would sort of fall along those same lines.
Exactly, you are correct.
Okay. Okay. Another frequently asked question that I know that you guys get is whether work registration requirements are waived and what that means. Can you answer that?
What do you mean by work registration? That you are?
I guess there's a work registration in Employ Florida, and they might not have to. It's waived. They don't have to do that.
Oh, I understand your question, Alyssa. I'm sorry. When you typically have to file for unemployment, you have to do 5 job searches a week to remain eligible. The governor has relaxed and waived that up through the middle of May, and that may be extended beyond. That's very good that you don't have to do that. You don't have to enroll in Employ Florida right now, but we would encourage you to do that so that when the time comes, you're already registered in the system.
Okay, and I think Susan said that she had to fill out, but I know that you did have to fill it out at a certain point, and then they changed the rules somewhere along the way. So at some point, people have to fill it out, and now they don't necessarily have to do that. Okay.
That's correct. If you file your unemployment claim initially, you do not have to job search until the middle of May or whenever he releases that.
Now, what about people who might not necessarily have been furloughed or laid off, but maybe their hours were cut? What does that mean? Are they able to apply for any type of benefits if simply they hours and half or whatever?
Yes, they can file as well. They can go in there. There's certain questions that ask you, are you working how many hours a week? What is your salary or wages and so forth? And then they would adjust your employment based on that number.
Now, going back to the jobs that are currently available, so we know that so many people have lost their jobs right now or are furloughed for the time being. But there are also certain sectors I know in the county that are actually hiring. Can you tell us about maybe some of the industries and specific businesses that are hiring right now?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. We did a virtual career fair yesterday with Palm Beach Tech, the Chambers, other partners around. We probably had 26 companies that had open and available jobs, 1,000 participants. It was all online where people could go in and look at the job descriptions. If they wanted to apply, they could. They could go into a chat box and talk with the hiring managers. We have probably 600 to 700 open and available jobs in employflorida.com in various industries, shipping, packing, some retail that are online that are looking for customer support, customer technical service, things like that. So there are jobs, there are companies that are hiring in every industry. So I would encourage everybody to go to employflorida.com and then job search on that because it spiders in all the other job boards.
Thank you, Michael. So what, Susan has some more questions about filling out. She's had problems with calling and it hanging up on you, and then it won't let you proceed through the process unless you fill out certain paperwork this week. So what advice would you give to people who are struggling getting through the process?
Okay, I understand the frustration from a lot of people because staff, we are in touch with our staff. But again, you can call the 561-340-1060 number and someone will get back to you. They will try to walk you through this. I know that the earlier part of the reemployment assistance online application was really a hassle. That's speaking lightly about that. But they have updated it, improved it. I'm hearing people are getting through the system now in 10 minutes or so. It's closed from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So you can't file overnight from 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. It's only open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So make sure that you're filing in those hours. I hope that's helpful.
Thank you, Michael. And people, really it seems like it's pretty based on what people need in order to file Social Security number, driver's license, employment information that they can hopefully just reach out to their employer and get all those items. Is there anything else that people should be aware of that they need to have ready in order to apply for any of these benefits or any hiccups that people might be prepared for?
No, that's it. You need your Social Security number, a identification such as your driver's license, the employer name, the time frame you were employed, what happened, COVID-19 populates in your screen, and that is the reason you should click on, enter the amount of money that you were making because that's going to determine the amount you get reimbursed for as well. But again, I would try to be as positive as possible. Everybody's going through this together. There's nobody that's having an easier time about this than anybody else. A lot of industries are hurting. We started a hospitality industry recovery task force a couple of weeks ago with Discover the Palm Beaches. I think I shared that with you, Alyssa. And we're meeting with folks that are in that industry. We're surveying all the hotels. There's 165 hotels across Palm Beach County. Only about 60 are open right now with limited service. So we're trying to help them determine when they're going to open again or ramp up. Can we get candidates kind of queued in a pipeline for them, what they need, so we can help with the onboarding? I think we can do this for pretty much any industry now with people like you for the marine and small mom and pops and so forth. So you think about that. I know we can do this for manufacturing. We can do this for just about any industry cluster. So again, in Palm Beach County, we have a lot of resources to help businesses. I hope a lot of them took advantage of the stimulus money. I know they're releasing other money. Some people didn't get approved or processed quickly enough. And please be prepared to press the send button when that opens again.
That's good advice, Michael. Thank you. We got another question on social media, and it says, I think I know the answer to this, but if I was fired for cause, can I still collect unemployment benefits?
That is a good question. I don't know. I would try. I would go in and try. Right now, they've relaxed a lot of the requirements and regulations, whatever that may be, and I would try and see if you're eligible. The worst thing that can happen is they decline you, but I would go ahead and try.
That's good advice too, Michael. So going back to the marine industry for a minute, specifically, the last time that we talked, we were talking about marine pre-apprenticeship, and you had received grant funding for that program, and we were so excited to get it kicked off and going. And so I just want to know if that's been affected at all by this. I know, the schools are closed through the rest of the year. So what does that timeline look like now? That process?
I'm glad you asked that. Yeah, just so people know, we did apply for and were awarded $91,000 to do pre-apprenticeships in the marine industry. It's a very large employment industry here in Palm Beach County. Over 21,000 people are employed at $50-some thousand average annual salary. So we love the marine industry. What you guys are doing, Alyssa, you and Stephanie and your staff, we always support that. Inlet Grove High School in Riviera Beach has a marine program, so we have enhanced their program for their students to be part of the pre-apprenticeship program. And Professor Rice has been moving forward since they came back to online curriculum and teaching when that happened a couple of weeks ago. The adult education component of it was going to be at North Tech there in Riviera Beach as well, but that's not open. So actually this afternoon we're going to be training the instructors on GoToMeeting so that we can open up that portion of the pre-apprenticeship program for adults, because they're not eligible to get into the school district, obviously, and participate in that program, and I'm sure you can understand that. But I hope next week we do, in fact, launch the adult program. So I'll let you know when that launches. Thanks for that question.
Yeah, please let us know. That's exciting if we're able to do that and start getting people to work. Going back to the career fair, how did the virtual career fair go? Do you have plans to do another one in the future?
It was really fun. I've never done a virtual career fair, obviously, and a lot of us have never done a lot of this right now, right? But it was interesting because companies could participate. They had a storefront. I mean, just think of yourself walking down PGA Boulevard in the garden shops there, or Renaissance Common, whatever it is, Clematis Street. You had a storefront with the company name on it. You could go in, you could see what jobs they had available. You could research the companies. Again, 26 companies participated. They all had open and available jobs. And you could see that they were chatting with candidates and talking and looking at their applications and resumes. And then a lot of times the company hiring manager bumped off into a FaceTime or a GoToMeeting or a Zoom like we're doing right now, so they could talk face-to-face with the candidates. And I think it went well. It was from 8 a.m. yesterday to 8 p.m. I think we had over 1,000 participants, job seekers looking for jobs in 26 companies. So I think this is the wave of the future. I want to do more of these by industry or by community. It doesn't really matter. And I think once this does pass, hopefully, we can do, again, live one-on-one job fairs and augmented and hybrid with virtual, and give people that can't physically get there the ability to do it online and virtually. So that is a nice outcome of this.
Yeah, so we can relate because our boat show is also going to be virtual this year, Michael. We're going to see how that goes.
You're going to do the boat show virtually?
We are.
More to come. So I know your boat show is so much fun, and it's such a great asset for the community. It's just one of those things like Sunfest that gives people canceled it. Everybody loves to attend and participate, but it is what it is right now, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. All right, we got a couple more questions, and then I'm going to let you go. And then just so everybody knows, we'll provide Michael's contact information if you have any specific questions and other contact information that you might need. This is also recorded, so if you want to go back and listen to it later, you can do that as well. We had another question on social media. This is a good one. If I filed a paper application and have not heard anything, should I still apply online?
That's a tricky one because we're hearing people are going in and filing multiple ways. They're doing it online, then they're sending in a paper application. They're frustrated, there's a lag or whatever, then they go back online, and it's, I think, causing more of a bottleneck than anything. But I would encourage you to, if you filed it a paper claim, I would go online and see if you can speed up the process or do what you need to do. But online is the best modality and method to file the claim.
And last question is, before we go, Susan wants to know what earnings disregard means. She's seen that written somewhere and she's not sure what that means.
Earnings disregard. You have to, in the Connect system, you have to put in what your earnings have been for a period of time going back, so there's stability. And I would be honest with what that number is, but I've never seen anything or heard anything about earnings disregard. It's on the application. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you all.
We'll look into it, Susan. We'll look into it and see. All right, well, it's been, Susan says mine says $58. We'll look into it, Susan, and get back to you on that. But I just want to thank everybody for attending today. This was a lot of fun. Michael, thank you so much. Also, a quick update. As you all know, we've been communicating with the county and county officials about getting boat ramps and marinas and other marine businesses that have been closed back open. Obviously, we want to make sure that it's done safely and it's safe to do so. But I had a call yesterday with some of the county officials and CDSO, FWC was on the call. We got some great news. They're putting together a plan as we speak to start opening some of these things again. And so we're super close to getting that done, and we hope to have an update for you in the very near future, hopefully sometime next week. And yeah, Susan, it is sad that people in the water have access. So that's why we want to try and make sure that everybody gets access and make sure they do it in a safe way. So updates on that, and then, like I said, we're going to have more information on the virtual boat show soon, so stay tuned for that. But I think those are all the announcements I have. Michael, I don't know if you want to add anything else, but I don't have anything else.
No, everybody just stay as positive as you possibly can. It's a difficult time for all of us. Again, I'm glad that we live in a paradise here in Palm Beach County. At least we can get outside and walk around, hopefully, and take the kids and the dogs for a walk and just maintain social distancing as best as you can, and we'll get through this, hopefully. So thank you, Alyssa. It was wonderful. I always appreciate the work that you guys do.
Thanks, Michael. All right, everybody have a great day, and we'll see you soon. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.